Alvin Kamara, welcome. Happy to have you.
Appreciate that.
What is it you get as a Tennessee football player that no other college can give?
That fan base is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Neyland Stadium, just Knoxville in itself is amazing atmosphere. It's an amazing place to play. And the brotherhood of being a Vol is stronger than, a lot of places.
You've been in a handful of NFL stadiums now, if not all of them by now. I don't know how many you have left, but and your home stadium is a loud one as well, but can anything compare to Neyland Stadium at night?
Man, Neyland at night, I don't think, it's not a lot of NFL stadiums that's touching that. I played in some big games in Neyland from Florida to Alabama at Neyland to Oklahoma at Neyland. Those games, just those alone, kind of kill some of these NFL stadiums. Kill some of the NFL stadiums.
When you think back to your time in Knoxville, what's the first image that pops up?
We do Vol Walk at Tennessee. So when we come around the corner, walking down the Vol Walk and you see Neyland Stadium, you see the stadium and it's the checkerboards on the street, and you got all the fans next to you. I think it's just it's kind of like a tunnel walk almost, because there's fans everywhere, and it's you see Neyland and it's that's where we walking to get to the stadium. So that's the image I see.
From Alabama to Hutchinson to Tennessee, new playbooks, new coaches, new teammates. Do you think that helped you in your professional career?
I think it did. Just moving and adapting. Throughout my college career, I think it's kind of like the same thing in the league. Nothing stays the same. It's it's always a challenge to be better as a team, be better as an organization. So it's a lot of ins and outs, revolving doors. It's just kind of on the fly. Sometimes you gotta read and react, adapt. So
the NFL Combine really is set up for you to fail. No sleep, a lot of stress, a lot of meetings. How'd you handle it?
Just like that. I knew what it was. You gotta really know what it is. You can't trick yourself into thinking it's supposed to be something else other than what it is. It's no sleep. It's nonstop meetings, it's things like that. So I was just man, it is what it is. I got 3 days, 4 days here. I'm gonna just make the best of it, do what I gotta do, focus on what I'm trying to do to put myself in the best position to be in the best position on the next level. So I ate it up.
And then draft day comes around. What was that like for you and the family?
Draft day, me and my family, my sister right here, right now, we was kicking it. I wasn't really too worried about where I was going or what round.
Focused on what you're gonna do when you get there.
Yeah, I was whoever takes me is gonna be I'm gonna get in, do what I gotta do, and ball out wherever I'm at. So we were watching, but we weren't really watching sitting on the couch
sure.
Oh my God, nail biting. It was we was watching. It's I'm about to go downstairs and go get something to eat, or we wasn't really locked into round this, pick this, and round one was over. It was all right, cool, whatever. Round two was over, whatever. Round three, we sitting there. Me and my sister and my brother was actually walking in the hallway. We wasn't even by the TV when I got picked. You know what I'm saying? I just get a 504 number. And we walk into the room to go and sit in front of the TV and just watch a little bit. And that's when the pick came in. So it wasn't it was just chill.
Now early on at Tennessee, you're splitting carries. Some changes happen, and now you are the feature back. Did that prepare you for the situation in New Orleans?
I think my whole process of thinking just with this whole football thing is be ready when your opportunity it comes about. I don't think you don't have control over too many things, but what you do, the effort you put in, the work you put in throughout the week, how you respond to adversity. So that's what I focus on. I just focus on what I can control. Do what I had to do for our team to be successful, and the rest of it take care of itself.
You come into the league, and it's one thing to have success, it's another to have success immediately. What was it about Tennessee that prepared you to come on the scene like that?
Man, I think just like you said before, I think just what I had to go through, coming in, splitting carries, being behind another back, just having to fight and claw and do what I had to do to put a product on the field that, NFL coaches wanted or, saw something in. So, then transitioning to the NFL and being able to be in New Orleans, they saw something in me, they believed in me, when maybe others didn't. So I think it all worked hand in hand.
What advice would you give to a young running back who just finished up college and is now preparing for the combine and the draft?
Don't buy into the hype, work till you can't work no more, believe in what you believe in, stay true to yourself. And, just control what you can control. The rest will take care of itself. That's it, that's really it. Just stay true to you.
What was day one of OTAs like? You go from college, I'm the man, you go from the combine, the draft. Although you try to ignore it, the media's building you up, and all of a sudden, just like that, you're back to being nobody. What was it like?
Oh my gosh, I was hurting. You know, it's sometimes like, you know, when you get to like camp and OTAs and things like that, you think you in shape, and then it's like,
this is real shit.
Yeah, it's real. Like man, I was hurt. I remember that first day, my feet was hurting. I was out of breath. Like I'm trying to learn these plays.
Ice in the world,
yeah, not enough. You trying to learn these plays. Then, like you said, the media hype. Like you in there with different backs and different players from all over, and you just trying to kind of find your way. So like from the beginning, like my philosophy, just from college, high school, everything has always been just head down and grind. Don't say too much. You know, listen to instruction. You know, do the little things. Like just focus on the details and that'll get me further. So, you know, I think that's just what I did. You know, I had to kind of tune out all the noise, like body hurting, things like that, tune that out and just focus on like the main goal.
What advice would you give to a young running back to establish chemistry? A lot of people don't realize you got to be on page with your quarterback, with your O-lineman, sometimes even with your receivers.
Yeah, I think what I did was I'm very observant. So I would watch our O-line, how they move from left to right. I would watch, you know, how, I'm just speaking specifically, how Drew, like, you know, how he command the huddle and, you know, just the little things he's looking for. If he's talking to somebody else, like a receiver or a running back or O-lineman, I'm listening to what he's telling them, you know, so I'm kind of on the same page. So if that situation comes up again, like I know where I fit. Hey,
Drew, you don't even got to tell me.
Yeah,
you know,
I know where I fit in that puzzle. You know what I'm saying? So like once you understand what's going on around you, you can better, you know, perform in your job. So I think just pay attention to the little things, the things that, you know, your coach or somebody else might not be saying to you. You find a way to soak up that information for yourself. You know, watch and pay attention to a conversation that might not have nothing to do with you. Pay attention to that because it might be something. Yeah, be a sponge because it might be something in that conversation that, you know, that's not being gone over in a meeting room or that somebody's not coming up and personally telling you, but it might help you in the long run.
At what point in your career, high school, college, NFL now with the Saints, did you realize your versatility? At what point was it, oh, you know what? I can do things a lot of other backs can't do. Let me lean into that and expose that factor.
I think my junior year in high school, that's when I really realized, like, okay, I'm kind of different. Yeah. But I ain't fully understand, but I was like, okay, I can you know, make a living like in this world. Like,
and at that time, a pass catching back was still kind of a novelty thing.
Yeah, you know, it was a little different. It was like, it wasn't too many. Like the league was still kind of in the world where it was like a running back, like a
200,
you know what I'm saying?
Lower that shoulder, right.
So it was just kind of shifting. Like even when I was getting ready to go to college, it was like, you know, we want a back that can, you know, change the game. We want a pass catching back. We want a back that can split out and do different things. So, you know, that's what it was moving to. So I was like, okay, well, that's where that's how I'm gonna separate myself from the rest of these guys.
And you look at the college game now, completely shifting.
Yeah, shifted all the way.
Is there a skill set a running back needs to have now that they wouldn't need maybe 10 years ago?
I wouldn't say need, but I think it helps you. It just kind of separates you, like being able to split out and play some receiver. And you don't got to be super polished, but like, you know, be able to run like some basic routes, slants and goes, and, you know, being able to, you know, read coverages and adjust to different defensive situations. Being able to catch the ball out of the backfield, being able to run a couple different routes out of the backfield. You know, just to add that to your game, because I mean, getting the ball 30 times a game, you know, it's not many, you know, it's not many backs doing that
Very
now.
few can do it now.
Yeah, exactly. It's not many backs doing that. It's kind of shifting. So just adding that element to your game if you can, I think it helps a lot.
Knoxville is a special place, especially on game day. It's one of those places that shut down. That's the only thing that's going on. But New Orleans as well, not a typical NFL city. It's much like a college atmosphere in that aspect. Was your pregame routine different from college to now?
Nah, it's not different. It's not. I'm real obsessive about, you know, like, you know, what I intake before a game, whether it's, you know, like physically and just like mentally, emotionally, like I'm real specific about. You know,
I'm eating this, I'm here at this time, I'm listening to this.
Yeah, like I'm real detailed, so it hasn't changed much. You know, I think if it has changed, it's got more detail.
When people think right now of Alvin Kamara, they think a dynamic running back who can line up at receiver, who can run routes, you can put him anywhere on the field and he can get the job done. What do you hope they say 5 years from now that they're not saying yet?
I think everybody that's great in this game, like, you know, now, past, future, you know, the future guys that want to get to this level, I think, you know, all of them want to be mentioned with like the greats. Like, so as a running back, Barry Sanders and Walter Payton and Jim Brown and, you know, Marshall Faulk, Emmitt Smith. So, like, I just want to be mentioned in that category. Like, you know, he's like, man, this dude, one of the greatest dudes that's done it, like, of all time. You know what I'm saying? Not just like this, like, you know, everybody talks about, like, this decade or this, like, you know, this time frame, but I want to be, like, of all time, like, he's one of the greatest in the NFL, like, ever doing it. So, 5 years, we'll check back in.